it was like filming with a homie. Just going out. I mean, yeah, it was pretty much super laid back. There's no deadline for me. I just was pretty much just having as much fun as possible without trying to kill myself, and kind of stay, you know, doing certain things that I wanted to do. But like I said, not killing myself. But other than that, it worked out really well. I mean, the overall vibe was just like riding with my friends, going to meet up with, you know, Zach and Morgan and whoever's gonna come along for the ride. Just like a normal session, no pressure, no nothing. You drive along, you see something, you pull over to the side of the road, see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you move on to the next thing. It wasn't really stressful at all. It was more time consuming because I have so much shit going on. Like, what days are you free? What days am I free? Like, just, that was the only stress for me, really. But other than that, dude, it was just like I was gonna go out and film with my buddies. No pressure at all. I mean, progression is always gonna be there with everyone. I really think that I didn't do as much pegless stuff, but I did do pegless stuff. To me, it's like my style of riding is more of a setup, and then I'll do the trick that I want to do on that setup. I mean, my riding style has kind of always been, you know, how it's been. It's more of like a spot search for me, really. It's like I can make something out of nothing, or I can find a spot to really make that something, and that's pretty much what we did. We would just find a cool spot and do what I wanted to do, not just kind of milk the spot and see what happened, you know? It was more of like a search for a spot that I needed and then to do a certain thing on it. A little bit easier for me just because of my style of riding. It's just that way. I don't really ride just a ledge. It has to be like a unique ledge or a rail or something unique. You know, every day was awesome. Like I said, it was just hard to squeeze in my schedule and with ride schedule. I think every day was like, it was fun. It worked out. I think every time I went out, I got like one or two things. So it kind of worked out. Didn't get hurt ever, really, at all. Nothing scary. Biggest battle for me was, what was the biggest battle? Yeah, the double tire thing was kind of annoying because I'd have to like start before and like just, it wasn't long enough really to like slide a lot, but I knew you could get a little something on it. It was just hopping into it, and of course, me seeing the fucking mulch and like everything else, it was just fucking with my head. I didn't like it as much, but once I started to see it and feel it, I was like, oh, this is gonna work good. Like, it'll work fine and look fine once I do it right, you know what I mean? Like, I just had to do it right. And certain things, that's just how it is like, if you wanna do something on something that hasn't really been done, it's like you have to find that setup, and this was like the perfect setup. It wasn't too short or too long. Like, it literally works perfect. Yeah, the nollie bump jump fucking sucked. Not only was it an hour and a half away, it was in the middle of an armpit. It was just hot as hell the whole time. Fucking 100 degrees, 90 degrees each session you'd go out there. That was like, oh fuck, like I need to get this thing, and the sun was going down. I met up with you and I'm just like, all right, we gotta get there. Like, and just driving there was kind of stressful just because we're going fucking 90. I had to take a piss so bad as soon as I got in the car. Sure enough, traffic hits in and I'm just like, fuck, are we gonna make it in time? Fuck, I gotta pee, fuck, like, what's gonna happen? But we went out there and beat everything, and in my head, shit worked. But no, everything worked out fucking perfect. I had like 10 minutes to set up, and it was like the golden hour, so it kind of worked out perfect. I think I hit my balls doing something. Oh, I was doing a wall ride. Up a bump jump up a 3-stair to wall ride over a rail, and then pull back underneath an awning to the pavement, and my foot blew off like a couple times. I came so close, my foot blew off, my balls literally just got sucked into the triangle, and I was just like wanting to throw up right there. It hurt so fucking bad. You know, you're just reaching for your shit, thinking, oh, am I bleeding? Is this happening? Like, just one of those freak accidents where it kind of just caught you off guard. You slipped the pedal and it just happened, you know? I went back for this tire ride thing that I tried doing for the Stranger video, and I just got worked when I first went for it. Like, my front tire missed the rail, and I knew I was going down, so I just put my hands out and just the momentum and the way I was going down, like kind of jarred my wrist up pretty bad. So I was like, just wait for it. And sure enough, this project came around and I was like, cool, maybe I can do it here. And then I got fucking hammered. Same shit. I didn't even get to like look at it and think of it like I wanted to. Like I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And then fucking front tire missed, put my hand out, luckily, saved my face and everything else, and just fucking jarred my wrist so bad to where it felt like it broke it. But on a daily basis, I really don't, I ride with whoever, you know, whoever's off work or whoever's riding. Could be Morgan, could be Forrest, could be Brandon, could be Dakota. I mean, anyone that's free really, because we all have our own schedule. So yeah, the homies. Of course, that always happens. It's like, I end up either getting kicked out of a setup, like we went to this church thing that I was gonna do the roll-in on a while ago, and each time I go there I would get kicked out or something stupid would happen. And then long story short, what happened was I went to go back there and do it again, and the owner was there, pastor or whatever, and he was just like, he came outside and was just like, yo dude, what are you doing? And I'm just like, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm super salty, super power trip, just fucking, I don't know, just weird. I even told him I'd get baptized. He was like, no. I don't know, the rolling got away from me. There's a roof tire ride that got away from me. Usually I'd roll up to a spot and I'd find it and figure it out. But these ones, it just wasn't really working. You know, like I said, the pastor came out, wasn't too friendly. And I mean, no, he was friendly, sorry, but he was just really weird. He was like, so if you'd have just came over to the office and like knocked on the door and told me that you wanted to roll in on the roof. And while he's saying this, my mouth is just wide open. I'm like, dude, what in God's name would let me ride down your roof? Like I could fall, I could fucking break my neck. Like, why am I gonna ask you to do that? Like, and then he's like, well, you know, shoot me an email, get back to me a couple days. I'm a little heated. You know, maybe we can do it later on the week. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not gonna come back here just to do this crazy shit. Like, you wanna let me do it now or never? Like, never been to a spot where a guy was like, yeah, if I was in a better mood, you can do it. I don't really have a favorite clip, but it's more of a feel. Like, I guess you could say a favorite feel of a trick. Doing the over tire slide thing feels awesome. Like doing any kind of tire slide stuff that you don't really have much control of, and then you can pull the control back. It's like anything that kind of gives you that wild, not necessarily like a lock-in position, but just a wild feel. Like, I think the double tire slide was probably one of the most fun feels. The backwards crank, just certain things. Being loose and like just natural with it. Knack-knack, yeah, the knack-knack is annoying as fuck. It's like the scariest, weirdest thing. Like, you're literally doing a knack-knack while you're in the air, and you have to land pedal pressure on the rail, and each time you do it, it's just, you've got to be in the fucking perfect spot. It's the sweet spot. And if you're not too pitched back or too pitched forward, you're just centered and you kind of like push through it and balance yourself, it's really, really hard just to get that one solid motion. Your stability, really, I mean, once you take that foot off, it nosedives. So it's like, I think I got really fucked up learning that trick. I mean, my influence has always been through everybody I see ride. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a pegless dude or a fucking dude with no pegs. Like, unique, cool shit always sticks out to me, and I will forever love it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's anyone that sticks out because there's so many people doing cool shit these days, which is fucking awesome. I like to see different stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's cool seeing the same shit on certain setups, but when you see someone bring something new to the table, you're like, oh, you know what I mean? It's cool. It gets me motivated to think about something that I can try to do with my setup, like the pedals and the switch pedal, back pedal stuff. I didn't quit the crank arm thing, but it was just like a different style of doing like a crank arm grind or a pedal ice pick or whatever you want to call it, grinding on my bike. My progression is just as much as my setups are just a little different, it feels like, because I don't have fucking pegs and all that stuff. Thanks to you for your time, Zach. Thanks to anyone that's ever you know, brought me to a setup, that's shown me a setup. My friends for always being there for me, my sponsors, you know, just Stranger and shit, and Rich, Trans World for coming along and having a great fucking time. I don't know, there's like, I'm just thankful to be on a bike riding. Thankful to be alive and riding, really. I mean, just being able to go out and ride, man, have fun. Life's too short to not live out your youth and do what you love. So,
thank you.
It's one of them things.
Woo!
That was nice.
Sweet.